Now, with some of the world's largest offshore wind farms in the Thames and off Brighton, the South East has been right at the forefront in switching over to renewable energy and away from burning fossil fuels, as the government looks to try and cut the country's carbon emissions to zero by 2050 in a bid to combat climate change. And things are really starting to change. Last year, for the first time, a third of all our energy needs were met from renewables. But what's seen as green from one angle can look like a blight on the landscape from another, as our environment correspondent Yvette Austin reports for the second in her series on climate change in the South East.
When the cooling towers and chimney of Richborough Power Station were brought down, it marked the beginning of the end of coal and oil-fired electricity generation in the South East. Her two big sisters along the Medway were soon to close and also be demolished. And as the structures left the skyline, new ones were created, designed to be cleaner, greener and kinder to the environment.
Increasingly, we're going further and further offshore. So some of our new projects are going to be in the middle of the North Sea. So people won't see them, but they will be providing power that we need.
There are 4 wind farms in the sea around the South East now, but the government hopes for expansion to help meet its targets on climate change and energy. It wants offshore wind to provide a third of the UK's electricity by 2030. It currently provides just 8%. Experts talk of a greater energy mix, though, to compensate for the swift decline of coal, which in 2012 generated 40% of the country's electricity. Last year it was just 5%. And the target is for zero coal by 2025. But renewable energy isn't without controversy.
There are not enough green spaces left for people to enjoy.
Here in the sunny southeast, numerous large solar farms have been built, but none as large as one that's planned for this 890-acre site near Faversham. Next to protected wildlife habitats on the North Kent coast, there have been hundreds of objections.
We are fully supportive of renewables, but in the right place, and this size of development is not the right thing. Smaller, local community solar farms close to the point of consumption is what the government talk about and what we believe is needed, not this scale at this site.
We've done a lot of work to design the proposals in response to the consultation feedback that we've received from the community and from a range of stakeholders, and we've included a range of mitigation on site as well to mitigate those local impacts and to design a site that is sympathetic to its surroundings.
A public examination is underway into the plans. The concerned and interested were given a tour of the site as part of it before a decision is made in December. A key stop for the site visit is here, the electricity substation that's linked to the London Array wind farm out in the Thames estuary. But the plan is for the solar farm to use it too. They'd also build a substation of their own and large batteries for energy storage, an important development in the future of renewables. But as renewable energy companies develop schemes, fossil fuel companies develop theirs too. Plans for oil extraction are ongoing in the Weald Basin.
People should not be lulled into a false sense of security that all we're talking about when we speak of climate change is going to be, some pleasantly warm summers. This is a climate emergency. If we don't do anything, it will be catastrophic.
Finding acceptable solutions will be a huge challenge, but one scientists say we can't afford to ignore. Yvette Austin, BBC South East Today, near Faversham.